Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Where are you trying? Have you ever noticed that where you are pushing, where you are trying, where are you controlling, efforting, that there is resistance, that you feel blocked? Have you ever noticed that trying to heal, trying to manifest, trying to create, trying to grow always leaves you in the energy of trying? There is a element of the healing journey where you move past the belief that there is anything to heal. That you understand in the trying to heal, you are always putting that goalpost out into the future. You will always be trying to heal. The accomplishment, the reception of the things that you are trying to achieve come when you stop trying. When you soften in your system and every muscle releases and relaxes and you realize, I'm done waiting. I'm done chasing an ever moving goalpost. That you finally realize when you give yourself permission to embrace the beauty of what is right here in front of you right now, to live your life, and instead of waiting to live your life, you allow yourself to just melt into the amazingness of what exists right here and right now. All of a sudden, as you let go and you surrender and you release, one, you're not spending all that energy on trying, and two, you realize it comes more easily. That in the trying, we are contracting and holding on to and clenching down and keeping at bay the very thing that we are seeking. So, what are you trying to do? Why are you trying to do what you're trying to do? Are you tired of trying? What is it that you see is on the other side of accomplishing what you're trying to do? Peace, joy, fulfillment, a sense of being okay, being enough, having enough. All of those things are available now. That in the trying, we are distancing ourselves or maintaining a gap between us and it. It reminds me of birthing a child. That contractions will come and go. They're a natural part of moving what is inside to the outside. There is a relational dynamic between the energy of our ability to create that emanates from our internal being and the process of it becoming material in our external world. That there are contractions, that you are birthing or midwifing your seed of Eden through your physical vessel. And that in the trying, there is a bracing, there is a contraction. But if you hold yourself in the contraction, there is not enough of the release that is the other 50% of the contraction, that you have to let go and allow. That we have been given free will. The creator of the love, yes, the creator of the loving universe loves you so much that he, she, it will not impinge on your free will. It's a universal law that you get to decide. And this is why Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. If you say, I have to heal before I deserve, I have to change before I can receive. I have to consume all of the ancient wisdoms and the understandings of the universe before I can finally be at rest and in peace and feel like I have ascended or accomplished enough. The universe will say, if you say so, your wish is my command. I like to think of God as separate from the universe, although I'll use the terms God, source, creator, the divine. I do always intend the creator of the universe. But when I say universe, I actually think of it more of the sort of like the video game that we play in, that the creator created the rules of the game and we have to play within the rules of the game. And the universe has rules that says it will be this way always, right? So the law of assumption, the law of attraction, these are some of those examples. The law of assumption likely comes into play here, that if you assume it true, if you believe it, then it becomes your truth. And so if you believe that you have to try, if you believe that you have to effort, that you have to control or manipulate, that becomes your reality. God and the universe say, your wish is my command. And because of that free will factor, we're not going to be impinged upon. We're not going to be forced to awaken to a better way. We're going to be allowed to cause ourselves a whole lot of suffering and pain and struggle as we fumble through the lesson. But at any point, you can choose to let go. And I've noticed, especially in the early days of building a business where I would work from sun up to sundown, go to bed with my laptop, that I was always trying to build the business, trying to do all the things. And if you start your own business, if you're in any type of online business, you'll know that there are many different strategies, many different gurus. They've all got an answer for you. They all have the way that worked for them. And that's great. But you could very easily get sucked into the shiny object syndrome of, oh, I got to do it this way and I got to do it that way. And I got to do all the things. I got to have a 50-step morning routine to make sure that I cultivate the right energy. And yet still by 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you've already become disconnected because you're so in your masculine, controlling, hypervigilant behavior that you have cut yourself off from God's ability to move in your life. I've noticed that as long as I was going to continue to push and to try to make it happen, I was going to remain in the trying to make it happen state. And I've also noticed that God works in mysterious ways. Be still and know that I am God. There is a level of cellular stillness that is required to be able to receive the full force of your creator's provision in your life. And if you are clinging to that steering wheel of life, trying to make it happen, God's going to go, okay, you got it. Let me know when you need my help. But when you finally let go and you say, okay, not by works, but by faith, not by my effort, but by thy divine will. When you finally let go, you make space for God to move. And it doesn't mean it complete inaction. It means an intuitive life. It means being led by the divine in every moment, finding alignment in your body where you can feel into the choice of left or right, apple or orange, that sensation, the somatic experience in your body, the way that your fascia and your lymph and your blood hold the consciousness of your creator and move through and pulsate through your body is intimate, direct communication around how to move through life in the most inspired way that will open you up to receive easily and effortlessly. There is still action, but it's coming from a complete place of cellular stillness in the body. And so if I'm getting the sense that I need to explain that, cellular stillness, be still and know that I am God, is not just a physical posture in a chair without movement. It is a parasympathetic state of the nervous system. It is that rest and digest, heal, grow, and repair state of your body. where there are no problems. There's nothing to worry about. I got plenty of time, right? The body is at peace, versus the opposite would be that activated sympathetic nervous system survival mode. You can feel it, the clenched muscles, the tight jaw, the fists, the elbows that never fully release, the anxiety in the stomach, the thoughts of, I've always got this next thing. What's next? What's next? What's next? You can think of it as an internal chaos at a cellular level where everything's just kind of vibrating at the frequency of survival. And so when you can find cellular stillness in your body, when you can be so at peace that you rest in the certainty of the provision of your creator, yes, you will still be called to action. You will still go to lunch with a friend. You will still post the video. You will still maybe even conduct an inspired transformational experience instead of what they would call a master class or a training, which is something that has just recently come through for me. Perfect example. And I will preface this with what I've said the last few videos. If I say I or me, I am saying you and we. We are all connected. I am simply just another version of you, just maybe a step or two ahead. That for me, going through the trainings of all of the gurus early on in business, you got to do a launch every quarter, and you got to, some would say you got to have a suite of products, and some would say you got to have one product, or whatever. All of it out the window. All of it out the window with months of rest, saying, I will only take divinely inspired action. I will only show up in the way I know my creator desires me to. Brought me to a place where I said, wow, there is something trying to come through. It's an experience. It's the embodied, felt sense of transformation that we all desire. Because words are great, but they land at your prefrontal cortex and they don't go much farther. Just like when I'm conducting a trauma spotting session with someone, I can tell you you're thinking this wrong belief. You're saying the wrong thing. You did the wrong thing. It doesn't do anything. People are like, yeah, I heard that already. But when you get into the body and you feel the fear, feel the pain, feel the joy, feel the part of you come forward and say, you have a fear of love. Where my smart brain would go, no, I don't. I love love. I want to jump right in. That other part of you, the part of you that was hurt, and abandoned, and left on the side of the road by her very mother, would say, yes, you do. And when you feel that in your body, nobody can take that from you. You felt the conversation. You felt the yes. You felt the belief in your body. That's when you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, in a way that no one can take from you. And that is the moment that the healing begins, because the light of awareness is shining on something you know. And now you see, and you love, and you hold, and you begin to move differently. And that little girl who is afraid of love, she gets reintegrated. She gets to come back inside, become part of the whole, without being exiled or feeling fractured anymore. So being able to offer that type of transformation for people on a broad scale, that's like a whole universe different from some masterclass or training, right? But it was because I wasn't trying to do something. I was trying to come up with some sort of event that was going to be world changing. It's all ego. It's all control. It's all activation. It's all a cellular dysfunction or chaos trying to do something, trying to accomplish an unmet need or satisfy a fear. And so that is just one example of when you put down the trying and you step into the rest, You give up the control and the reins and you let God move in your life. Not only is it peaceful and soft and restful and easy, it's enjoyable, it's fun. You step into the holy crap, God, you're amazing energy naturally. The synchronicities, the way things line up. I almost want to cry, which is so crazy. There's such big emotion here. And when we know that God lives inside of our body, we know that that emotion, that it's kind of like the exclamation point on the end of a sentence where God is saying, I'm trying to help you. Won't you let me? Our job is to hold ourselves through that internal chaos, through the discomfort of letting go of control, to rest in peace and ease allows us to feel and sense all of those parts that are scared so that we can hold them. Trying is a distraction. Trying is a contraction. We've been promised that we will be restored, that we will be renewed, that we will be repaid sevenfold what the enemy took. But only when you put yourself in a place of being able to receive that. I can't even begin to tell you over the last few months, finally exiting a very toxic environment and being able to be at rest, to be at peace, to be still, to rest in certainty, to recover and heal. Things just keep showing up. And I don't even ask for it. I didn't do anything. Checks in the mail. If I could say it in a way that doesn't expose anything personal, but people, places, and systems working in my favor that I didn't ask for help for or from. More coming in, more provision, more restoration, more growth, more expansion. It is possible. And for any of you who are new here, I want you to know that I did not come from a place of privilege in any way, shape, or form. Don't even want to brag about the ACEs score, right? The Adverse Childhood Experience Measurement Scale has 10 different factors of things a person could experience that increase their level of complex trauma, if you will, which was just a different way of saying the changes in the brain and body that essentially cause disease, dysfunctional relationships, addiction, all of the negative things that we try to avoid. To have an 8 out of 10 on that scale is unheard of. So I've overcome just about every block there is. And I share that only to say to you, you can do it too. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. It is not too heavy. It is not too big. That our God is a big God, a God of miracles and restoration. I love I don't know if it's a Japanese proverb or however you'd properly say that, but they talk about a vase that when it's broken, it's glued back together with glue that has gold in the glue. And so those cracks of the vase become a new feature, making it more valuable. They also say that where we are cracked, it lets the light in. And again, remember, if you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. It is possible for you. Keep going, keep believing. Remember that it is 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Healing is not a linear journey. But as long as you remember you are healing, you are growing, declare it already done. I am healed. I am healed. I am restored. Thank you, God. It's already done. Remember to use your power to believe and receive. If you want to know more about the healing journey so that you can step into your soft power, I'll be linking free training below. But more importantly, coming up August 8th, just happened to be a good date 8/8 coming up, so figured why not for this transformation event that I have percolating in the background. I'm so excited. It's coming through and it will not be planned in any way, shape, or form. So show up for a transformational experience, purely channeled, and know that you are being reborn. You are remembering your authentic self, your original waveform, original frequency, which is already a match, the seed of Eden that lives inside of you. And that you are a critical component in helping make the world a better place simply through thriving. That you don't have to try to do anything. So I'd love to see you there. Those 2 links will be up below. I love you very much, my friends. Check out this most recent video if you'd like to continue the conversation today. I love you. Namaste.